Crazy koalas, over the last couple of years, we have been blessed with some new, fresh TCGs that have come out. And like the TCG enthusiast myself, I need to try them all. And one in particular has caught my attention in a big way. Enter Altered. Altered is what we will be talking about today. I will give you a brief overview on what I think of the game so far, and my likes, my dislikes, and let's get into the video. Firstly, a disclaimer. If I botch some of the pronunciations, roast me. Or don't, I don't mind, but there are chances that I'm going to mispronounce today. Altered is a unique card game that samples from many different universes. Some things that are very familiar to us, and some things not so familiar. The concept of the game is quite simple. You have heroes and companions that are traversing across a board to try to meet each other, and at that point, you win the game. But we'll get back into that in just a second. In the Altered universe, we know of 6 factions so far. Factions, like other card games, have factions, colors, types. The same goes for Altered. The factions that we have at the moment are Axiom, Bravos, Lyra, Muna, Ordes, and Izmir. So those are the 6 factions that we have right now, each of them having their own style of play, their own thing they bring to the table. The idea of this game is that a hero and their companion take a journey across the land to meet each other in the middle, as I mentioned earlier. Each section has got a certain element that you are battling for, either earth, mountain, or water. That's what I call it. Let me know in the comments if I'm getting it wrong. But you are battling with these amounts on cards that you can find at the top left hand side of the card, and you battle to move your way across until you meet each other in the middle of the game. There are certain mechanics that I love about this game. Namely, the game is very Marvel Snap-esque. I don't know if the developers played Snap or were involved in the development of Snap, but it's the same way that you are battling. In Snap, you would battle per lane, whereas in Altered, you are battling per type, and you are challenging each other head to head to see if your hero or your companion gets to move closer to each other. The lovely part about this game is that it is not I win or you win. There are opportunities for both players to move, and it increases a certain level of skill that you need to go through due to the fact that you need to start understanding what your opponent is going to next, and that is a great segue into the second mechanic I love about this game, and that is the reserve. Once you play cards from your hand, if they don't have the keyword fleeting, which we'll probably get into in a learn to play video if you guys are interested, but cards get to move from the play area into the reserve, which you get to cast for a second time. That is an extension of your hand, so to speak. And I think that that's a very unique part of the game, because there is the unknown, like in every card game, where you don't know what your opponent has in their hand. And then there's the reserve that you can see and you can try and cater for and prepare yourself knowing that this is going to happen. So it brings this level of known and unknown, and I think that increases the skill gap of this game quite substantially. With that being said, naturally, that means that it pays to think about the long game. You do get aggressive factions. I feel in the time that I've played that Daxos and Ordes are the more aggressive types, where you get like Axiom and I think it's Izmir, the purple one, that are the more control-based decks. So it's very interesting to see that you can play for now, you can play ahead. So just like other games require tempo, and I could rattle them off: Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, all games require tempo. And I think tempo is probably at the top of the importance list when it comes to Altered, is that you really need to think of the tempo, because rushing ahead drops you on resources and your opponent can just sneak the win away. What really makes Altered a unique card game is the trading facilities. Altered comes with a companion app, and every card has got a QR code. You will take that QR code, scan it into your collection, and that card is yours. The physical copy is in front of you, but you own that unique digital card. It's yours forever. When you trade via the app as well. you can trade overseas, and that brings in the second part of Altered that I am not so sure about, which is the print on demand. You can get a copy of a card from somebody overseas where you trade digitally, and you then have the rights to get that card printed and sent to you. I have very limited knowledge about the printing, and I'll probably do a separate video with regards to that, but it is a very unique strategy that the game has taken. The cards belong to an owner. They can't be stolen, because when you participate in a tournament, you have to prove that you own those cards. 1. 2, the print on demand. If something ever had to happen to one of your cards, you'd be able to print another one. And you pull uniques or foilers in packs where you don't even get to see what the card is in real life. All you get is a token, and I'll splash one up on the screen right now. You get a token of this card, and you then have to order it, I think. I might be wrong, but who knows? Let me just surmise some of the things I love about this game. Number 1, the character lore. First sight, when I was invited by Solarpop, check their socials in the description below, when I got invited by Solarpop to the launch, or the soft launch of this game, I immediately felt like I was playing League of Legends. All the characters seemed the same, not to mention that the Lyra character seemed like it was Jinx, or the Izmir character. Somebody looked like Jinx. Okay, and then I saw one of the Muna characters looked like it was I forget the character that drops the mushrooms. I'll put it somewhere here. I haven't played LOL in a while, but it felt like I was playing League of Legends. You have characters like Tooth Fairy. You have characters like Baba Yaga, which is the boogeyman for those who don't know. There's a lot of flavor in this game, and it has really drawn me close to finding out more. You would say that I might have gone a little bit overboard buying boosters and decks. I've bought all of the decks. All 6 of the factions I've bought. These 2 I just got, they're still in their box. But the fact of the matter is, it's a very unique game, and myself and Lil Koala have been playing a lot, and we've been enjoying it thus far. The other thing I love, as I've mentioned previously, is the unique mechanics. The traveling with a companion, the battling over resources, the reserve mechanic. I love what this game is doing with its mechanics, and I think there's a lot of potential. With the new set coming out very soon, I'd love to see where this game takes the gameplay and what new mechanics and keywords will be coming out. But overall, the gameplay as it stands right now, I am in love. I mentioned that Lil Koala got into the game, and the only card game that she knew before this was Pokemon, as you guys have seen on the channel before. And Lil Koala picked this game up very quickly. Maya got her hands on the game. We slowly walked through the game one time, and she was in it to win it. And she's picked up on the game a lot. She actually encouraged me to get more decks, and the whole experience has been very pleasant. I don't feel as competitive yet, but the game definitely seems to be pulling at my heartstrings because of how pretty the game looks. The aesthetics are beautiful and the mechanics are fresh. Here are some of my concerns with regards to this game. The trading. You have to trade via an app. So people who are not familiar using digital things, and people coming from older card games where you just pick up a binder and trade with somebody, they might get duped. They might be trading cards that person doesn't even have the rights to. So getting into the familiarity of trading with an app on hand, like we normally would when we would trade Pokemon cards or Magic cards and use TCG Player app or MTG Goldfish to check pricing, very similar, except you're using the app to actually facilitate the trade. And I think this might be a little bit difficult for some of our legacy card players. Printing on demand is a problem. I've read a little bit online, and I don't think that Altered TCG has gotten around or grasped the real totality of what this printing is going to be like. I believe they're going to need a lot more facilities in a lot more countries, but when it comes to my concerns, the printing is definitely one of them. My next concern is more South Africa specific, is the general accessibility of the game. I've picked up all the decks at random game stores around Cape Town. I have ordered from Johannesburg to get the last ones I needed. Boosters I've picked up here and there, but the reality of it is the game stores need to buy into this idea. There are now 2 stores in Cape Town that I know of. There's Joker's Warehouse, and that's in Somerset West, and Sword and Board in Milnerton have now started up a game group as well. But we need stores to get in order for this to happen. I know Bloemfontein has got a store that's doing it. Johannesburg has got a store that's doing it. So South Africa's picking it up slowly but surely. But overall, from a concern perspective, I'm worried that South Africa's not going to grasp onto this. But that doesn't mean I won't, because I'm loving the game. That leads me to the competitive scene. I am a competitive card game player by nature. I play Magic and Pokemon competitively. I've played Hearthstone competitively. Any card game I get into, I generally start reaching the competitive peak, and I need to push myself into the tournament sections of the games. And for organized play to take place, stores need to sign up. There is definitely a competitive scene for this. I have seen some clips online. Overall, I feel like the online, resources with regards to YouTube and Twitch is very limited as well, which is why I thought I'd love to give my thoughts on this, and I'll be expanding on more videos going forward. But the competitive scene looks very interesting, and you'll definitely be seeing my name in the hat once the competitive scene picks up here in South Africa. Right, so overall thoughts of the game. I love the mechanics. I love the artwork, the story. My family and friends love this game. Right now, treating it as a board game on the board game shelf, but buying boosters whenever I go to a game store. The artwork is phenomenal. I love the lore behind it, and with the new set coming out, I'm definitely going to be going head deep, getting my hands dirty with this new card game. I cannot wait for the new set to come out. I hope you guys have liked my short explanation, and if you do, hit subscribe, because I'm going to be dropping a whole lot more Altered content coming in the near future. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked my very brief analogy on what the game is and my takes, good and bad. This is an honest review. I am very much invested. I cannot wait for more stuff to come out, and stay tuned to the channel if you want to see some more Altered content. Let me know in the comments what you would like me to cover. I have touched on some key points of videos that I am going to be doing, and I'll be getting those videos out as soon as I can. If you enjoyed it, thank you very much, and thanks for staying till the end. And until next time, cheers. I would like to give a shout out to all of my Patreons. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. No matter what the tier is, no matter how long you've been a Patreon for, I appreciate you.